was speaking about the need for domestic resource mobilization for climate action and green growth. I think this is a very important point. And already some African countries are making effort in allocating some part of their national budget to adapt. We know that some have made commitment that 10% of their climate commitments will be supported through domestic resources, but the rest has to come from international financing. So it is a combination of both domestic resource mobilization and international financing. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you. And also to add on resource mobilization, I think, as I indicated in my speak, it is very important for parliamentarians to ensure that the investments that we are already putting on the ground, the development projects, embed climate resilience and adaptation, mobilizing domestic resources. At the moment, I think about 26% is being channeled through government sources to adaptation, and that could be increased. And also, we also have an important role to mobilize other stakeholders, the private sector, international finance institutions, to ensure that more resources are put to adaptation. And the adaptation country compacts that we have developed and that we are developing with the other countries will be an important channel where countries can actually mobilize more resources for adaptation. And also to the honorable member from South Sudan, I think you as members of parliament, I think you also have an important role to understand the climate change issues, risks on the ground. And I think the work that we are doing, we work with different partners, government, civil society, IFIs, youth, technical partners from the national government and also global experts to ensure that we bring the knowledge, the science of climate change impacts and risks and embed them in the development and design of projects working with international finance institutions. So I think it's very important as we implement the sustainable development and adaptation agenda that we work together to advance action and scale on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Martha.
Thank you, Honorable Member, for the question regarding smart climate solutions. I think, yes, you're completely right. Historically, solutions such as hydroponics have been more for the large-scale farmers and is definitely something that is seen as a luxury by many of the younger farmers. However, we are starting to see today that there are many innovations in this space. So what I would suggest the young people interested in using hydroponics, there are ways that they can adopt it. You don't have to start with the Rolls-Royce system, but I think today with our new education system, CBC, there are elements that we can implement that are not as expensive. And obviously we would need to work with some of the financing partners to finance these as well. Thank you, Chair.
Martha. Ambassador, can we hear your final?
Yes, thank you. So the main point I was making was that there is a role for an organization that is outside the formal government sector, and it can make a huge difference. I described how we as an organization work within an ethical framework. We start by understanding needs. We then draw on best practices internationally to provide solutions, or even undertake developmental research to see what works through innovative practices. We draw resources from the Smiley community, His Highness the Aga Khan, but also partner organizations that want to work with us and have mutual interests, and that all of this requires leadership which is provided by His Highness the Aga Khan.
Thank you very much. At this juncture, first of all, I want to say Honorable Kofi from West Africa, Ghana, you will ask your question in the next session. Please prepare it. And also I want to appeal to the Sergeant at Arms to mobilize the members who are outside there to come on the stairs for the group photo with the Right Honorable Speaker. Lunch is going to be for 45 minutes. Lunch is going to be for 45 minutes. Let us try to keep time so that we come back for the next session and wind up. Can we give a big clap for all of us? Thank you very much.
Honorable members, the Speaker of the National Assembly will join us for lunch, and I urge that before we do the lunch, we will do a group photo. We'll do a group photo. I think the Speaker of the National Assembly is coming down the stairs to join us, just outside, when we walk outside, and then we'll quickly proceed for lunch and come back for the main resolutions and declarations out of this meeting.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Honorable Chair, Senator Moses Kajwang, honorable members of Parliament, distinguished speaker, participants and guests. It's a great honor for me to be here this morning and be your moderator of the session dedicated to green growth and sustainable production. I'm the director of the regional program Energy Security and Climate Change of Konrad Adenauer Stiftung. We are a German political foundation. My regional program works together with African policymakers to create an enabling environment for climate change adaptation and mitigation. And we also foster international dialogue on relevant issues around energy security, climate change, but also protection of biodiversity and plastic pollution. So the aim of this session is really to provide a platform for different stakeholders